Good afternoon, people. So, today is Monday, the 12th? What is today? The 13th. I was close. Really close. So, a friend of mine came over yesterday. We were planning on doing stuff yesterday. Even though yesterday was my day off, we were still planning on doing stuff. But the stuff that we wound up doing were errands. So yeah. Wound up running errands the whole day. I'm gonna tell you, one thing that you just don't want to do is go to freaking Walmart on a Sunday. And I'll tell you, okay, so here's something, and we can put this down for. No, I'm not gonna get into this. Not in this video. I'll get into this maybe on TikTok, but not in this video. No, I'm not gonna do it here. So if you want to find out what I'm so not excited about, but like upset about, and it has to do with Walmart. So yeah, go check my TikTok. It'll be over there soon. So yeah, so we didn't get much done. I did do some things like patching things up and getting things, making sure everything's like fully prepped. So that was a thing I did. I did find. One second. Okay, so. And I'm wondering if I should make this like a separate thing. Because this is something that I've learned. And remember, I always want to do like what I've learned as a separate video. But I'm going to just touch up on it now and then maybe get into it later. Deeper later. So, I use plastic wood X. I don't like plastic wood X. I'm sure DAP has a lot of good products. But so far I have not found any that are good. I mean, it's a good product, but see, I can't talk about it without getting into it. Okay, so this is 16 ounces of wood putty. Okay, and I figure, because I basically only use it for knot holes or knot holes, screw holes, things like that, small things like that. It's very rare that it's on something that's larger than that. Oh, my freaking mustache is tickling my nose again. Okay, so it's rarely that it's something bigger than that. But once you open this, it doesn't fully work as it should, because one, it's supposed to be pink, and it's supposed to dry then into a natural color, or a natural wood color. The only time it's pink is when you first open it. You first open it, you use a little, you put it away. There's no instructions on how to preserve the pinkness or get the pinkness back. As soon as it's gone, it's gone. Now, the pink is supposed to tell you when it's dry. Okay, yeah. So just wait a little bit and it'll be dry. You can tell, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I get that. But I use this so seldom. I think that's the word. I don't use this very often. So basically, um, I might need one of those tubs for like 4 tables, you know. And by then, I'm still not using the whole thing, and I wind up throwing the rest of it away. I've tried rejuvenating it with water because it is water based ish. Like you could use water to clean it up. Like if it dries up on your spatula, whatever you call it, the spackle thingy spatula. As soon as it dries up on that, you can still wash it off with water. If you put just a couple of few drops of water into it, you change the consistency of it from being this dry, thick mess to something that's a little bit looser. But as soon as that water evaporates, it's back to where it was. Now, I've noticed like for some things, that's okay to have it at that consistency, but it's basically dry, if that makes sense. Because I mean, if it makes sense to you, please tell me. But it doesn't make sense to me. That I open up it's a pound, and I open it up, and it starts to dry out immediately. This lid doesn't really close down perfect, I don't think, because once you open it, that's it. It doesn't remain fresh. I've tried saran wrap, I've tried parchment paper, I've tried all kinds of things to. I even tried putting it in a Ziploc bag. Still doesn't work. No, that was something else that I use in a Ziploc bag for. So I'm gonna try a Ziploc bag maybe next time. Maybe if I get it again. But what I got recently was Minwax wood filler. Now this has a different consistency. Um, it's gritty. It's grittier than anything else I've used. Um, the color is a lot better. It matches the wood a lot better than the other one does. And this says it's stainable. This also says that it's stainable, but you can significantly tell when you stain over that so far. I haven't stained over this one yet. Um, but I'm looking in, like, this winds up being cheaper than that. It's only 6 ounces, but um, but it has a tight seal, so it's not drying up on me. And I think that's very important to me, because I don't want to have to buy one of these every time I make a table. I don't want to have to do that. You know, or anytime I make anything, I don't want to have to keep buying more putty. So far, this should last me like 4 tables. It's a pound. And I don't use it on very much, except for recently because I had, had something large that I wanted to even out. But other than that, this should last me for a long time. Now, I'm pretty sure somebody who is, woke will sit there and say, well, that's the way corporations do things. You know, they make things specially to break down, so you have to go back and get more, or that was like the whole um, the reason why people don't want to buy American cars at one point was because they make American cars to break so that you have to buy more parts. They make it purposely for that. That makes no sense to me either. Um, why would you want to make a poor product just to have return customers? That makes no sense to me. So if that's your idea of what's going on with this, please keep it to yourself. Um, otherwise, yeah, I might make a video like on using these types of things, and making your own, because I have made my own before. Um, I do have an idea for one that might be even cheaper than all of these, um, and will be sturdy enough or strong enough, and what is it? Strong enough, won't shrink, won't crack. Shrinking and cracking are the two things that these putties have a problem with. This one so far has not. So far. But I'll go like more in depth on that on another video, possibly after the relaunch, because this is like it's something that I need to look into. I mean, you have all these different products all over the place, and there are some things that some things that you really need to get done, and what product do you use for it? But just for now, I'm going to say, get this if you're going to um, be using like all of it right away. That's it. So far, this is winning in my eyes. Again, I have made my own. Um, it's another thing. Obviously, I'm not using my own right now for obvious reasons. Because like the thing is, like there's like you can also make your own with like wood glue and sawdust, and a lot of people recommend that you like for very small things you go ahead and do that, and I do that, as long as a very very tiny little thing. Um, Sometimes I even use epoxy putty as well, but that's another thing because I know that some people use epoxy, but I can't get my hands on epoxy right now. And, well, one, because it's pretty expensive to me. I'm saying to me because I know immediately somebody's going to write down in the comments, well, you can get this one for this much. Sorry, I can't afford it at the moment. Like every penny's accounted for as soon as I get it. Um, and right this moment, epoxy's not in the plans. So I get epoxy putty. It's like $2 a little tube, and $2 to $3 for a little tube, and that goes a long way. Goes a lot longer than this stuff, and it dries right or gets it solidifies right away. I don't have to wait like ages for it. It solidifies within 5 minutes. As soon as it's mixed up, 5 minutes, 5 minutes later, I can go ahead and sand over it. I don't have to wait a half an hour to an hour for something to solidify once I use it. Of course, I do have to say that um, there is like the slight, how do I put it? The thing with the epoxy putty is I can't use it on large things. I can cover up small holes, small cracks, stuff like that. And epoxy can do more, but again, like I said, even though I can do more with epoxy, it's too expensive. And um, I know there's like the 5 minute epoxy little tubes. I feel that that would be a waste of money because the amount, like you squirt out as much as you're going to use. And from what I've seen other people do, or the way other people have used it, not saying that I would possibly do the same thing. It's just I see from what other people have done that um, there's a lot of waste going on with that. And epoxy turns into plastic. Plastic is not as good as throwing away sawdust. Plastic is plastic. It's not something that you can just throw away and that's it. Sawdust, on the other hand, if I want to, I can throw it into my compost. Um, so it has a, it's better. All around, it's better. The epoxy putty, um, not sure what it does, but I don't have any waste with it. I might have like a little pebble size amount that I don't use, but I even try to use it regardless. Um, but I don't have waste with that. This is wasteful. So, aggravation two number two out of the way. All right. So this has been going on for quite some time. Now, another thing I've done for those people who have ordered in the past, what you know is that this year, the beginning of this year, I came up with the idea of using Google Sheets to give you a way to track the progress of the larger products that I make, the tables. It's only for the tables. So I just rearranged that last night as well. So you only get a link to this if you order something. So I'm not going to give you a link to this thing with if you have not ordered it. So if you do order something, you know, only people that have a link to have the ability to get to this are people who have the link. Now, even if because I don't have like the normal share function on using that, nobody can alter it but me, and um, the only information that you're going to see there besides tracking your product is your order number. So there's no names, no addresses, no telephone numbers, or anything like that on there. So, but I've updated that to reflect, stuff that's going on. So, exciting news. Just talked to somebody earlier this morning. Um, Friday afternoon, I am shipping 2 tables. I'm shipping 2 tables. It's going to make the rest of the month a little hard, but I am shipping 2 tables. I have to ship them. I have 1 table after that needs to be shipped before I can relaunch. Um, and then basically we just start all over again. um, so the assistance that I've been getting was a huge truck for some reason. This is a tiny like cul-de-sac. So I don't know why there is a truck like that big on this street. Most companies complain about not being able to get a truck down my road for some stupid reason. But anyway, but I digress. um, lost track of thought again. This has been happening a lot in the last couple of weeks, and I don't like it. Um, yes. Okay. So, um, two tables going out this week, this Friday. They're going to be gone, shipped off. Then I can start over again as soon as the next table's done. Of course, when I'm sending off the next table, I'm also getting materials and everything um, to do that. Now, um, I'm supposed to be relaunching my business August 1st. So, and I've been trying to keep everything hold off until then to space out the things that I need to do before then. So, what I just found out today is that the support that I've been getting has been cut off. Um, the what was it? The COVID-19, like I think it was called, what was it called? The CARES Act had in place for also for small business owners to get some a certain type of support, and that's supposed to go until the end of July. But for me, it has been cut off already. It actually was cut off last week. Um, so, um, so at the moment, everything's fine still. Um, but I will keep everybody posted on what's going on because I really do want this relaunch to happen. This is a speed bump. That's all it is. At least that's what I'm considering it. I'm not considering it any type of um, setback or anything like that. Um, it might even be for the better. One of the things that I've always thrived to do is to never get caught up in those systems. When I was on EBT once, um, and I think it's a good thing to it's a like things like EBT or other types of welfare programs are a good thing to keep running because you never know when you're going to really need it. And it's when if you just keep it going and make sure that you're reporting everything, obviously. Um, if you just keep it going, then you have something to fall back on if something happens. And like if something happens and you're trying to start up, then it's pretty difficult to get things started. But keeping things going is once you get into the system, stay in that system. But other things, it's like I want out. I don't want to be part of it because it's like we have like even politicians saying that support is keeping people from going out and doing things. Um, the support that people are getting are keeping them from going back to work or going, starting up their businesses again and stuff like that. Me, every bit of my support that I've been getting, I've put right back into my business to not only um, go back to work, but so that I could be able to do more when I do so. You know, so yeah, it's like I'm considering myself not working right now because I'm not getting paid to do what I'm doing at the moment. Um, that doesn't start until I start working on new projects. Because the projects that I have right now, they're not new. They're not whatsoever. Um, so, um, it's a thing. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna try not to worry about it. Normally, what happens is I freak out, and I I have like a freak out, go into like 2 day, 3 day depression, and then I finally find a solution to the situation that I'm in. Right now, I don't consider it that big of a hit. I'm not considering that big of a hit if they stop paying me. I'm gonna continue doing my little weekly checks every week until the end of the month, and then after the end of the month, that's it. I'm done with them. They still owe me back pay. I don't even know if I'm gonna get that, but we'll see. Um, it's the way things are. It's life. So today, I have some sanding to start doing. Um, I'm going to be sanding toppers, only toppers, to get the toppers to the same. Like one topper, I have to get to the same level as the table, because once, how do I put it? I go through three different grits on the tables, and usually also three different grits on the toppers as well. But usually I have the toppers on the table. For this particular table, I did not have the toppers on there because I needed to make a new one. Um, so, um, so I have the new topper. So I have to get it up to that speed, which is two grits at the moment. After the second grid, I put the parts back onto the table, and then I go through the third grid. As soon as the third grid is done, then I can go ahead and do staining and finishing. Or, well, staining is part of finishing, so I'll be doing finishing. Man, this video is going to be long. It's going to be long. I don't care. One of them was earlier this week or last week was like 45 minutes long. So this one's probably going to be like an hour. I don't care. Um, yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. If I could show you any of it, I will. Um, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys later. I have to get stuff done. Put them up. This is a stick up. Oh wow. It might not look as bad as it did yesterday. Or last time I looked like this. But trust me, it's just as bad. Difference being, the dust is a lot finer and tries really hard to get into my nostrils. So, a lot of sanding went down today. Um, there is something about coming home or walking inside after hours of, working hard on something that feels so much better than sitting at a desk all day. And I mean, I'm not to knock people who enjoy that. I mean, there are number crunchers that, um, there are number crunchers that love, sitting at a desk all day doing things. There are actually people who actually love customer service. Bless their souls. Um, whew. Here's another note about the fillers. This makes a lot more dust than this. I think I went through one, two. I think I went through 4 4 discs, sanding discs today. 260 grit and 280 grit. 60 grit I usually use for like if I want to clean something up really quick and it's really aggressive, and that's only because I can't use my 40 grit because for some reason it's a sticker and not the same as the rest. I don't get that. It also doesn't have the holes in it so that the sawdust can get sucked up by the sander. But anybody who knows me knows that I hate sanding. I'll do patchwork, no problem. But don't ask me to sand afterwards. You want me to do drywall? No problem. Just don't ask me to do sanding afterwards. I don't find in any situation where sanding anything becomes enjoyable at all. I just don't get it. So yeah, I'd rather hire somebody to do sanding for me. You don't have to know anything about woodworking. Just know that what you're doing is to making something smooth and even. If it's smooth and even, you're done. Just takes a while to get there. And I feel like if I just hire somebody just to do the sanding for me on the projects, I'm probably going to go through like 20 people before I find one that actually likes what he's doing. He or she is doing. He, she, or they are doing. So, this used to be black. Not anymore. I think that's some on my back too again this time. At least it's better than working at Michael's when they're switching over from Halloween to Christmas stuff. Because, well, like, okay, so they go from Halloween to fall to Christmas. And the fall stuff is not there very long. It usually goes out with the Halloween stuff most of the time. So when you're switching from that to Christmas stuff, you get glitter everywhere. And glitter, oh my god. We all know it's the craft world herpes, or now we can say the craft world's COVID, because it spreads just as bad. If you ever heard, 6 people are working on craft projects. One person's using glitter. How many projects after this day have glitter on them? Answer is all of them. So, and I'm pretty sure the same thing would go for sawdust, which some people, I think, what is his name? I think it's called Ginger Woodworks. Really nice guy. He calls it man glitter. Sawdust is man glitter. Maybe that's why I don't like sanding. Besides it being a tedious thing, I don't like dust. And it reminds me of glitter. I don't like glitter. Yeah, so there we go. That's gotta be it. I think we just made a breakthrough in why I have a mental breakdown every time I have to do some sanding. Because I consider it to be glitter. Anyway. Whew. Wanted to take you guys out to get and to just show you the sanding process, but then I realized there's so much dust on this particular run of things that I was sanding that you wouldn't have seen anything. It would have caked the camera closed before you got even 2 seconds into me sanding. So, and I don't have a way to stop that from happening yet. So for this particular thing that I'm sanding, I'm not gonna let you do any. I'll let you be around it, or show you with the camera. But I do have another thing to. I'm sanding more tomorrow. And my help is coming tomorrow to help me with sanding. I'm not sure if it's morning or afternoon, um, but it'll be sanding all day. That's all that needs to be done right now is sanding. As soon as sanding's over, I can continue on with other things, with the third table that needs to be taken care of. Because as soon as sanding is done, then um, as soon as sanding is done, then it's basically just um, stain and finish, or finishing the table with stain and then polyurethane. So, all right, I'm going to get out of these clothes. There's nothing else for me to say. There was not much that I did today except for sanding. Feels like I've been out there for 3 years doing this stuff right now. So I'm going to grab me some cold water, get out of these clothes, and possibly make me some spaghetti. Because that's the thing that I've been eating the most of recently. Yes. It used to be chili, but now I can eat chili anytime. But I'm stockpiling that for now, for some reason. And I switched over to spaghetti. So, I'm going to eat spaghetti. Alright? Okay. I will see you in the next video. Video.